So combined shapes are common. Here in this, we have rectangles and a pyramid in these houses. This, I think we have a sphere and two cones, a hemisphere and a cone. So, okay, a plastic mold of an ice cream cone comprises a cone with height 8, a hemisphere of radius 4. Calculate the total volume. Volume of the hemisphere is 1/2, 4/3 pi r is 4, plus volume of the cone, 1/3 pi. It looks the radius of the cone and I'm assuming the radius of the cone is also 4. Pretty straightforward. Correct 3 significant digits means I need a decimal. So we'd take that, we'd stick it into a calculator, and we'd get 268. That was tough. If you want to watch the thing about the Flat Earth Convention,
Chinese physical others that are
yeah. Okay. Angles between lines. So, right triangles and 3D shapes. I think we talked about the extended Pythagorean theorem yesterday. This would be, well, to figure out that angle, I'd need to figure out one of the other sides. And then I could just use the trig ratio. So to do this, between DB and LB. So I'm finding that to be square root of 73. Interesting that they labeled this AI. I suppose what they actually told me here was this front side is 5, which would also mean that that one's 5 because it's a rectangular prism. So to find the angle,
okay. I thought you were okay.
they
I thought
told
you were
me
telling me DB was 5, and I was like, that is not true.
no,
But it's
DL is 5.
AI.
Yeah, this DB is square root of 73.
Yeah.
So inverse tangent opposite of adjacent 5 over square root of 73. And it doesn't specify, so that probably means to 3 sig figs. And I think they would probably go degrees. It does not specify whether degrees are radians, so yeah, 30.3. Key thing, only round final answers. Notice that they're giving these really long things and using exacts. Only round final answers.
Sometimes I've rounded a little bit too much too early on, and my final answer would be like a couple, like tenths off or something, or like
Yeah.
hundredths off. And then
So usually you're doing, I generally find if you need 3 at the end, 5 is fine if you can't keep exact. Or use previous answer as much as possible. Yeah.
it's okay.
Exponentials, you need 5 or 6. I got a scientific one. Here. Give me one of those scientifics. I can do what I need to do on that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Make sure your calculator's in the right mode. Okay, they want these in degrees. I have a feeling degrees is the default unless specified.
So. Everything's been degrees, so.
Angle between a line and a plane. Step one, project the upper point.
It's interesting.
Mm-hmm. So I think the angle between this line and that plane, they just drew and made a right triangle in there. Is their little trick.
If it goes from any of the edges of a prism, like the
Yeah.
heights, it'll be okay.
The diagram below shows a square-based right triangle pyramid, the midpoint M. Find the angles EMG. Okay, that's so this is 5 here, right? EMG is there. So that's inverse tangent of 6/5. ECM.
Well, we have a right triangle, right?
We do have a right triangle. Is this a square pyramid? It is square, so this is 5 again. This is not 5 though.
Wait.
I guess I don't need this EC. I do need ME though. Which is square root of 36 plus 25.
Well, and now we have enough.
Izzy. So now we have enough to do an inverse tangent.
Yeah.
36, 41, 61. So 5 over square root of 61. And ECG.
We can use Pythagorean theorem for EC
For GC.
or for GC. Can't we also do it for?
You could do it for EC. Because we now know those two. And then if you did that, you'd want to do an inverse sine. But this one, 5, 5, 5 square root 2. That one becomes very easy.
Hmm.
So I have this right triangle here. That's a 45, 45, 90 right triangle.
So then we know what GC is.
Mhm.
And then
So
we know
GC is 5
we know
square root 2.
EG 6.
So one of the, unlike, that was slightly easier, but it's not worth taking if you recognize the other one, it's not worth taking an extra minute to look because you would have solved it already.
Sorry, okay.
Yeah. And so, do they give all 3 answers in a 40.3 is the last one. I guess I'm just going to calculate it. I'll just stick them all into a calculator because I want to see how these angles compare. Just tangents.
The gospel. So, stop it.
32.6. That's better.
Over, putting the number to do, basically have 2 minutes. And I think there's certain things to count for just that they so wrong. No,
And those are our three angles. So the steepest one was actually the one in the middle. That makes sense? Okay, 3D graphing on a TI Inspire. So we add a graph. If you go menu, view 3D graphing. So the key here is this is z of xy. And that's how the format has to be for these. You have to solve for the z. And we get interesting looking 3D simulations like this. Yes. Yep. That kind of makes sense. So the key here is it's just like regular graphing, but you had to go menu view 3D graphing. But it's z of x and y. Now we can do when we graph these, we graph planes generally. And the intersection here, well, I guess these are not smooth planes. The intersection of two planes would be a line. But we graph kind of wavy plane type things. Any questions? That was your lesson. Enjoy your easy week.
Don't really have any notes.
So.